everyone. In the last lecture, we spoke about functions, and we said that functions are the building block of every program, and they can take parameters, and they can have one or multiple output. In this lecture, we will take a step further and tackle something every program needs, which is working with collection of data. Imagine a playlist of songs, a list of users, or a collection of logs. We don't want to define a separate variable for each one of them. That's where arrays and slice come into play. In this lesson, we will learn how to store multiple values, access them, loop over them, and modify them. So Go have arrays and also slice. They can be different a little bit. An array is a fixed size collection of elements of the same type. Slice are more flexible and used much more often in Go. They are like dynamic arrays. So let's have a concrete example. Let's do some cleanup in the main function. And let's define an array of colors. We need to define explicitly the number of elements in the array and define also the type of the element. Like I said, they should be of the same type. You can have, for example, red, green, and blue. I can print them with the println. If we save the file and try to execute the file, we see in the console output the array which contains the element. This will create an array of 3 colors of type string. Arrays are useful, but they are not flexible. Their size is fixed at compile time. That's why we use more often slices. Slices can be defined. Let's take an example with a fruit slice. Unlike arrays, we don't need to define the length, but we still need to define the type. We can have apple, banana, and mango. We can print the element of the slice using a loop. And loop in Go, they are very simple. We define with for loop the index and also the item, which can be a fruit. And using the range function, we can loop through the fruit slice. So as I said, we pass the index, the item, and we use the range function, and we pass the fruit or the slice, and we can print or execute another logic based on the slice. Let's save the file and try to execute it again, and this will print in the console the element in the slice. One thing that I want to talk about is like we said that slices are dynamic, so we can add elements to the slice. Let's take fruit again, and to add items to a slice, we use the append function. Append function take the slice and the element that we want to add. Let's, for example, add avocado. Let's execute again. And as a result, we do have a fourth element in the slice, which is avocado. So most of the time you will use slice because of their flexibility. That's it for this lecture. Let's take a quick break, and then in the next lesson we will learn how to use map to work with key value pair.